Hey Sweetwater, my name's Jake Hill, Senior Marketing Manager for Rane, and today I'm here to show you the Rane Performer. Designed for skillful showcasing and creative mixing, the Performer is a 4-channel motorized DJ controller powered by Rane's industrial build and sound quality. First, let's talk about the decks. The Performer features 7-inch high-torque die-cast aluminum platters with a textured acrylic top that feels just like traditional vinyl. Magnetically attaching to the platters, the discs provide a stable, responsive, and reliable performance surface for DJs. The included slip ring pack invites you to find your preferred feel by combining up to 3 different discs to alter the slip or resistance of the platters to match your particular style. In the center of each of the wheels is a 3.5-inch high-definition LCD screen that will display deck information, album artwork, moving waveforms, and music library views. The day mode option inside the main menu of the Performer allows you to reverse the contrast of the screens, providing you with a clear view so that you never miss a beat during daytime or outdoor performances. There's also an option in the menu to turn the digital needle marker on or off if you prefer to use a physical sticker on your platters. We've included some platter markers on the lower right hand corner of the included sticker sheet inside the Performer box. Beside the platters are deck selection buttons. These allow you to choose which software deck to manipulate with the platter and various other deck controls. Below each platter is the performance pad section, which includes the performance pads and the OLED displays. Now the OLED displays will allow you to see names of your cue points, your save loops, your samples, your stems elements, as well as the beat divisions for beat jump and roll. The Rane Performer also features a fully adjustable Mag 4 crossfader and 4 newly designed precision feel faders in the mixer section. Now these precision feel faders utilize the same dual rail mechanism and design as the Mag 4 fader, but they feature a vertical metal circuit board with a side mounted fader. Because of this design, the faders are smooth, light, and extremely resilient. The tension of the precision fill faders can be adjusted by removing the metal faceplate of the mixer and tightening or loosening the magnetic screw on the fader carrier. Inside the main menu of the Performer, you have additional customization options for the precision fill faders, including the ability to set the slope from 0 to 100%, and you can even reverse the fader so that the cut-in is at the top versus at the bottom. The Rane Performer was designed in partnership with Serato to work seamlessly with Serato stems. On the Performer, there are 4 different ways you can DJ with stems. First, there's a stems level EQ function. There are independent acapella and instrumental buttons. There is the stems performance pad mode. And there's also Rane's exclusive stem split feature. Let me show you how these work. So to demo the stems features on the Performer, we're gonna need a vocal track. So I've got this track here. I've got it marked on the OLED pads of the displays to know when my vocal starts. First, we're going to take a look at the stem level EQ feature. Now this replaces the 3-band EQ with stem level controls. This is important because instead of just removing or adding the stem element completely, you can dial it in or dial it back to your liking. So to access stem level EQ, you just hold Shift and press the headphone cue button of the channel you want to activate the stem level EQ on. So we're on deck number 1 here, channel number 1. So I'm going to hold Shift and press 1. So you'll see that this is blinking. So now when I adjust the EQ, I'll remove or bring back in different elements. So we have vocal up top. The melody bass in the middle. And then drums are on the bottom. And as I mentioned, you can increase or decrease each stem element. So we can boost the vocal, bring in a little drum, and then really bring in the mids and the bass. And that's a great way to add stem elements to the mix and adjust them to your liking so you can blend them and create a new track all your own. Next, we're going to take a look at the stems pad mode. To access the stems performance pad mode, you're going to just tap this stems performance pad mode selection button, and you'll see on the OLED screens, it'll tell you exactly what element you're adding or removing based on the pad and the location. So we have vocal, melody, bass, and drums. And on the bottom, these are your stem effects. So you can see on the OLED screens, vocal echo, instrumental breaker, and drums echo. So it adds that effect as you're moving the element. Next, we're going to look at the instant access acapella and instrumental buttons. These are pretty straightforward. They're in the bottom right hand corner of each deck. And if I press acapella, for example, it just isolates the acapella. If I press instrumental, it's going to isolate that instrumental. And if I'd like to add effects to that, you'll see below each button in orange, it'll say stem effects. So that means if I hold shift and press that button, it's going to add an effect to the other element that it removes. Next, we're going to take a look at the Rane exclusive stem split feature. What this does is when I press stem split, the track is automatically split into instrumental and acapella across 2 channels of the mixer section. So you can see down below each volume fader, you can see icons. The keyboard icon means instrumental, the microphone icon means acapella. And you can see up here, currently we're on deck 1, so everything is on deck 1, channel 1. So if I were to hit stem split, I'm instantly split. So everything's split across 2 channels. Why this is important is now I can add effects to either the instrumental or acapella. Or I can just EQ or add the channel effects to either the instrumental or acapella. Okay, one thing about stem split is it allows you to manipulate either the vocal or instrumental with the platter. So to do that, what you're going to need to do is select the deck you want to manipulate with the deck selection button. So for this example, I'm going to go ahead and put the instrumental, which is channel 3. I'm going to set that to through on the crossfader assignment switches on the front. So now the crossfader has no effect on it. So I can cut in the vocal if I'd like. And so to do that, I'm going to grab the vocal, deck 1, I'm going to put it on slip mode so I can scratch without it losing its time in the track. Now I can also take off slip mode and just chop it up without slip mode. And then if I want to sync things back up, I can select the opposite deck. So I want everything to sync back to the instrumental. So I'm going to quickly select this and press stem split. And then we're back synced up. Now if I wanted to exit stem split and get it back on 1 track, I just press the button again and I'm all on 3. The Rane Performer is an effects powerhouse featuring 29 different main effects controlled by the aluminum toggle switches, 4 software channel effects, 1 on each channel, and there's also access to Serato DJ's effects. This robust effects suite features traditional classics like reverb and echo, but it also features exciting new additions like riser, recycler, scale down, matrix, and more. We've even ported over the entire fader effects suite from the 70 A-Trak Signature Edition mixer. Now these fader effects turn the precision fill up faders into linear controls for pitch, roll, ring modulation, and 4 types of tone generators. Let's take a listen to some of these effects. In the middle here, in the central effects section, we have 6 quick access buttons. These by default are assigned echo, recycler, scale down, reverb, matrix, and echo out. Now I can dive in deeper by holding any of these buttons down and turning this parameter encoder. So that opens up this option to add 1 of 29 different effects to that quick assignment button. So in this example, I can change it to a hold echo, and then to engage, I just press that parameter button down. And so that is adding that hold echo to echo. And so I can go in, and if I ever wanted to reassign it to echo, for this example, that's exactly what I'll do. I just hold the button down, scroll, find it in the menu, and press the parameter. So now I'm back to echo. The parameter and joystick have additional functions. The joystick on the right, depending on the effect, it'll adjust different things. In this example, we're on echo, and so that's gonna adjust the beat division. So I can go up or down to do that, and I'm gonna leave it on half beat. Now the parameter knob, again, depending on the effect, it's gonna do different things. By default, this on echo, the parameter knob will control the high pass frequency cutoff. So I can dial it up or down. I'll leave it at 244. And then if I press this button, it'll open up an additional parameter that I can control on the effect. So depending on the effect, you might have 2, you might have 3, you might have more parameters you can dial in with the knob. So this one on echo, it controls the feedback. So we'll just dial this, we'll do 80. And so if I set everything that to my preference on the effect and I like it a lot, I can save it by just holding down that effects button. And now effects are saved. So all the parameters I set are saved for that effect. To engage the effect, you'll notice we have kind of a mirrored layout here. On the left side, we have effects select and assignment for 1 and 3. And then on the right side, it's for 2 and 4. So the mixer is mirrored. Right now we're on deck number 1, so we're gonna make sure that we have the assignment 1 selected. And to engage the effect, I'm gonna make sure that my echo is selected, and then I'm gonna use the toggle here, the aluminum toggle. I can press it down momentarily for the effect, or I can latch it on by pressing it up. And then in the middle you have a depth knob, which will control the depth of the selected effect. Next, let's take a look at some of these fader effects inside the effects menu. Now again, these are ported over from the A-Trak 70 Signature Edition mixer from Rane, and transform these precision fill faders into linear controls for 4 different effects and tone generators. So I'm gonna just use my echo button here. I'm gonna hold it down to change my effect. We'll start with the fader filter. And what that will do, it's gonna transform this up fader into a filter. So I have to latch it on to engage. And the depth knob will control the amount of filter mixed with the main signal. And the parameter knob on this will control the high pass or low pass. Next, let's take a quick look at the roll fader effect. And then you can adjust the high pass frequency on or off with the knob. Okay, now let's take a look at some of the tone generators, which is kind of a fun creative tool at your disposal. So I'm gonna hold this, we'll go from roll to fader tone. And what you see here, on the right, the joystick will adjust the key. So we're gonna go with C, and then the parameter will switch between the octave, the scale, we'll do minor, and the tone. With the Performer, you're also able to seamlessly switch over to Serato DJ software effects by using the dedicated hardware software effects button on the mixer section. The Rane Performer unlocks Serato DJ Pro and includes the pitch and time license for the pitch play pad mode. The Rane Performer also works with Serato DVS so that you can use traditional turntables and timecode vinyl. Please note that the Serato DVS expansion pack is required to use this functionality. The Rane 12 MK2s and the Denon DJ LC6000s can be added to the Performer so that you can DJ with 4 physical decks if you'd like. The Rane Performer features 2 USB laptop inputs, switchable here. You have an XLR and RCA main output, You have a pair of 1/4-inch booth outputs. You have 2 RCA inputs switchable between line and photo with a grounding post for turntables. And you have 2 microphone combo jacks with controls on the top of the unit and also on the front. So this is the Rane Performer 4-channel motorized DJ controller. With the familiar motorized feel of a vinyl turntable, DJs can easily manipulate, rearrange, and apply effects to different stems elements across 4 decks, allowing them to put a new creative spin on every performance. To get your hands on your Performer, contact your Sweetwater sales engineer for pricing. My name's Jake Hill, Senior Marketing Manager for Rane, and I will see you next time.